Hi there traders, this is Chris from Elite Currency with a new update on the euro dollar and pound dollar. Alright, so I wanted to start with this pound dollar weekly chart because we were already analyzing in the last videos that there are a couple of wicks here at the bottom, as you can see, indicating perhaps a rounding effect, a turn of events here for more bullishness and a retracement of this bearish swing. So whether that's going to be a wave 2 or 4 is still an open question because price is relatively still shallow. But I think that a wave 2 is possible. In that case, we'll put a fib from here to here. And you can see that price stopped at the 23.6 fib. And in that case, if it is a wave 2, we would expect a deeper retracement up to roughly this zone, maybe even higher up to here, before we expect a bounce and continuation lower again. So I think that upside is possible. Still a tricky spot because if it is a wave 4, then in that case, probably this fib is valid. And we have to be careful of that 134 resistance zone. Sorry, that should be red, which could still also be an important level. So if we look at the 4-hour chart, more or less what we expected last week's happened because we had expectation of ABC and then said be careful of a bounce at the head and shoulders level right here. So if you put a level like this and put a fib from here to here to get the fibs on the chart, you can see the price stopped at the left shoulder, pretty exactly actually, almost to the pip, and roughly at the 78.6 fib. So, what we expected last week indeed happened, just showing you what, after the fact, what we were saying pre-fact, ABC correction here as part of a bigger correction, what we think is a W, X, and up we go for a Y of maybe a bigger W and another X and Y within that bigger wave 2 or 4. So it looks like, as we were indicating, that as price goes into the support zone, we should expect a bounce, and we sure did, right? Check the video on Tuesday or Thursday, and you can see aggressive bullish reaction to this zone. We had a candlestick pattern right here, and then 2 bullish candles after that. So it looks like another bullish candle with 3 bullish candles in a row. So I'm expecting next week to have more upside available. If you look at the daily candle, you can see pretty strong bullish pin bar, big wick at the bottom, bullish close near the high. Bears started, in control of that day. There was bearish pressure throughout that beginning of the day, as you can see, but the bulls regained control after hitting the 78.6 fib and the head and shoulders level like this, and pushed it all the way up and closed near the high. So there's no doubt that the bulls ended with control of that Friday daily candle. So from that perspective, I'm looking for a continuation, as expected, to expand that correction to the upside. I think that this ABC is completed, considering the bullish price action reaction. I think that I'm not expecting that to continue. I think we had our 5 waves in here within wave C. I think that is a completed swing. What we could expect is maybe, because price is at a resistance spot, maybe a pullback, for instance, like this, but then I would expect the buyers to step in and push this up, break the trend line that we see here, like this, push through the 21 EMA resistance zone, and start to move higher. So the trade ideas that I think are interesting are, for instance, to look for a bounce right around here, maybe, because that could also be a support level. We see wicks in this area. And, of course, the breakout above the 21 EMA as well. Those are trade opportunities, I think, for next week, looking at candlestick patterns, for instance, or breakout candles that could go above the 21 EMA on a 1-hour, 4-hour chart. I think that will be our focus for Nedit and myself, that we will be communicating through ECS Live as well, and of course through these videos as well. So we could see a little bit of retracement of this candle. So let's put the fib, let's take away this fib and put the fib from this bottom to this top, from high to low on the daily candle. And I would not expect a deep retracement. I think 23.6, 38.2, or 50 fib are the most likely candidates for a retrace and bounce like this. And I wouldn't expect a deeper retracement personally. So around 131.70, 132 is the zone, and I expect a continuation. Now you might get a flag pattern like that, for instance, and a break of that flag. That's also interesting. You might get an immediate continuation up to the -272 target and then a correction. That's also possible. And then a break after that correction. These are all kind of scenarios that we have to keep in mind are possible. So an immediate break and correction, or a pullback and then breakout. That's what I'm looking for next week. And you can see on the hourly chart that the 21 EMA could be a bouncing spot as well. We got price basically breaking away from it, so a pullback and continuation I think is likely at this spot at this point. Now if it breaks below the 50 fib, would be a little bit careful and cautious, but still upside I think predominantly the main direction still. Of course, a break below this low would definitely change perspectives, and I would have to redo my analysis, and we'll discuss that on Tuesday probably if that were to happen, what kind of implications that would have, but it would certainly not be bullish anymore. Target is 134 because that is still that potential 38.2 fib, but a break above that and we could see the bulls carrying it further higher. If we remove this fib, all right, let's put this head and shoulders line back and put the trend line like this. This is the head and shoulders line, right? Because this is the top of the left shoulder, this is the top of the right shoulder. So that's the neckline as it's called. So break above that neckline would also confirm a potential continuation higher, by the way. So we got a couple of resistance zone right here and 134. Breaks of those levels would indicate more upside. All right, let's move over to the euro dollar. It's pretty much the same. We were saying that an ABC is likely, and then once price dips into the 116 area, there's a good chance of a bounce and a reaction and a bullish reaction to that. So you can see that happen too. Maybe a bit less aggressive than the pound dollar. The price action candles are bullish. We got 3 bullish candles in a row, but the volatility in those candles is slightly lower. Despite that, I think just like the pound dollar, I'm expecting more upside. I do think that this ABC swing is finished. I don't think that, I think there's a decent chance that that is completed. Now, there's never a guarantee in the market, of course. We'll have to see as if price does pull back, will it find new buyers again? Are there any bullish reactions, candlestick patterns that confirm a continuation, or will just price keep moving down like this and eventually make a lower low? I don't expect that, but it could be that there's an expanded WXY correction where this is ABC, and we got one more leg here with the Y, right? Because we had a Y, X, Y, or maybe we could say that this was an ABC, and that it seems likely to me that this is ABC and we get a new ABC. But if price is not, if it makes a pattern and it doesn't break to the upside, got to keep in mind that a lower low is still possible within the bigger range that we're seeing on the euro dollar like this. Pound dollar looks slightly more bullish, let me say it this way. The euro dollar, I think it will follow the pound. I think it's just as likely that it will move up because we also have a bullish candle, as you can see with the big wick. So I here too expect a retracement and continuation. Sorry about that. But the second scenario would be that it basically makes a lower low and retests its bottom one more time. That's kind of the backup scenario. I don't expect it, but we'll find out on Monday and Tuesday how price makes a pattern, and if it breaks that pattern, I expect more upside. If it breaks above the 21, you may expect a bullish breakout. This trend line may be important as well. We can keep an eye on this horizontal level and the 21 EMA, and of course we can keep an eye on this trend line as well as a potential support if it makes this pullback like this. The weekly candle here too, we got couple of wicks already indicating a bit of a bounce on the weekly chart as well. Daily, obviously very clear pin bar on this. And a re-break above the 21 EMA, by the way, on the daily chart could indicate that breakout to the previous top and the long-term moving average. All right, that's a key level. On the 4-hour chart, same thing. If we re-break above the 21 EMA, that too could indicate a bullish breakout. And on the hourly chart, I think here too we're looking at a potential head and shoulders pattern like this. There we go, and the neckline would be around here probably. Let's connect this. If this is, no, this is actually the neckline, probably this line right here. If we get a bounce right here, something like this would be the neckline. All right, so if we bounce here, all right, down like this, head and shoulders pattern potential on the 1-hour chart, and the break of that head and shoulders, we could see a move up to 118.40 at first. So that's about it for now. We'll have a new update, of course, on Tuesday. More free daily analysis you can find on elitecurrency.com. Hope to see you there and wish you all good trading. Cheers.